Hey guys, what's up? My name's Oliver and I'm from Lead Expert. And today I'm going to be telling you about our offer and how we'll help you close more deals and fill your pipeline with 10 to 20 plus qualified leads per month using our AI cold email system. And on top of that, as a bonus, we'll even install the system in your business so that you own your lead generation sales engine. So who is this for? This is for marketing agencies, SaaS companies, and high-ticket B2B service-based businesses. And this is important because you can get new clients without spending tens of thousands of dollars on ads, without having to waste time and learn cold email yourself, without having to deal with unqualified leads, without having to rely on word of mouth or referrals to grow, and without having to consistently outsource your lead generation. Because with us, we prove to you that the system works, and then you get to keep it and own it. So you have a valuable asset in your business. So you shouldn't continue watching this video unless you're able to handle 10 to 20 plus calls, extra calls per month, or you're in a position to service an influx of new clients and can handle the delivery. So what are we going to be talking about in this video? Number one is the expected ROI and results that you can achieve. Number two is how to create an automated cold email infrastructure that books qualified calls and closes clients. Number three, how we use AI to personalize and make the emails more relevant and stand out in the inbox. Number four, how we guarantee results. Number five, testimonials and case studies. Number six, addressing your concerns. And number seven, a comprehensive list of cold email offers that works for cold email or doesn't work for cold email. So at any point during this presentation, there'll be a link below this video where you can book in a call, a strategy session with myself to determine if this is a right fit for you. So here's the kind of results that you can expect. So this is from a campaign of us sending 7,746 emails and booking 20 showed calls. It cost us a little over $255 in data and to set up. So it's around $12.75 per call, which is incredibly cheap. Here we sent 4,015 emails and booked 14 calls. The campaign cost us a little bit more, around $800 in data and tools. And so around sort of $57 per call. And here we sent 3,846 emails and booked 11 calls. The campaign cost us $349 in data and tools, so around $31 per call. So these are also calls with decision makers and business owners. So if you've run ads before, this is obviously an extremely cheap price to pay for qualified leads and qualified sales calls. Now, with cold email, you're obviously only sending to CEOs, founders, business owners, and decision makers. And you are directly emailing the decision makers of the exact ideal customer profile you want, the exact company size you want, in the exact industry that you want, and directly offering them your services. So for context, we send about 600 cold emails per day and book in anywhere from 20 to 30 calls per month from it. And these are just some of the results that we've been able to get for our clients. So you can see Juan saying, meeting well, it went extremely well, amazingly well. Looks like they definitely have a need for our services. To join XYZ wants to join another company. And as she said, she'd like to get us on for a few things over there. So double win, I guess. Tim from Click said, I booked in with Tyler from Above for myself for Thursday. Also great news, I've closed number one on the board. Thanks for that. We've just signed client number two, just finalizing everything tomorrow, but looking good. So another win for Tim there with us getting him a client. Good call with, as they're more focused on video production, they'd like to offload the digital stuff. So catching up with them on Tuesday to showcase our offerings. Also good for me as I can potentially tell clients that we do video production via XYZ, right? So a double win for Juan again. Here we've got analytics dashboard of all the emails that we are sending. So around 400 to 500 odd per day, give or take. And then we were able to generate 53 positive responses and around 10 to 15 calls from this campaign alone. Here we sent 3,179 messages. We've got 30 positive responses. And I think we booked in about 5 calls from that. Here we got 1,478, 26 positive responses. And I think we booked in a few more calls, actually, I think 8 from this campaign. Here we helped Mahnur land a client. So we finally locked in Rami. So you can see here, this is the email that we actually got back from Rami. Another client here, Ishmael, wanted to get a client, wanted a booked meeting that we got him, wanted to get started for 10 to 15K. So yeah, these are a bunch of results that we can get. We can obviously see that cold email works for businesses that mainly have clients already. It only works for B2B. You must be selling to other businesses. And it only works if the average value of your client is over $3,000. So meaning the lifetime value of your customer is $3,000 or more. Now, cold email will not work for you if you are a low ticket business, you sell B2C, and you don't have client results, or you are a beginner. So this is obviously not for beginners. This is for companies that have product market fit and are looking to scale. So here's how the whole system works. So this is how we create an automated cold email infrastructure that books qualified calls and closes clients. So an explanation of how this cold email system works, and the areas that we include here are data, deliverability, script testing, response handling, and your typical KPIs that you can expect. So number one is data. So we are not mass spam emailing millions of people to try and come across a deal randomly. We are targeting a specific ideal customer profile that matches your offer perfectly. You are only then sending emails to larger businesses that can actually afford your services in the first place. So you aren't getting on calls with businesses that have no budget. So we need data, and we need a system to build targeted lead lists. So right now, you might be manually scraping your list from LinkedIn or Apollo, but it's taking you hours to do. You have a lot of searches that give you a lot of irrelevant results or irrelevant leads, and you don't want to basically spend hours of your day dealing with spreadsheets and leads. You obviously have better things to do with your day after all. Or you might have hired a VA, or you have a sales rep you're purchasing lists from and other data providers. But these lists are mostly invalid emails, and if you don't know how to get the right data, you're wasting a whole lot of time and money trying to reach your target market. So the goal here is you need better data. Using bad data means that your emails will bounce, they don't get delivered, and they end up in spam, therefore ruining your domain's reputation and no one seeing your emails. So all that time and money, wasted, completely wasted. This is why we've refined our process to build our leads from multiple sources, verify them so we get a near 0% bounce rate, and actually have our emails seen by your ideal prospects. And we can get very granular for our targeting as well. So if you want to make a lead list of every company in the US that uses Shopify, who have between 10 to 50 employees and has the keyword sustainability on their website, and you want to find the founder's direct email address, you can do that at a massive scale. And you can obviously do this for multiple industries and whoever your target market and ideal customer is. So we're able with cold email to create hyper targeted campaigns based on the data with relevant messaging and offer primed to your exact target customer, so that you can get results like the people that we showed you above, where they landed clients, they booked in qualified meetings, and they were able to grow their businesses. So the second component is deliverability. So most companies try to do cold email themselves, but they never get their emails delivered and end up on blacklists. So their emails end up going to spam, so no one actually sees them. So this is because they just don't know how to do the backend setup for the tech properly. So they never end up getting delivered. So the reason why they don't get delivered is Outlook and Google and any of your other ESPs, email service providers, they have spam filters, and these spam filters look for filters like irregular sending volume, people marking you as spam word triggers, and then blacklisted IPs. So how do we set up a cold email system that bypasses spam filters every single time? Well, the first thing that we do is we disperse your sending volume across multiple domains and inboxes. These are called satellite domains, but they're very they're very similar to your main domain, but ever so slightly different. So it could look like this. So you have satellite domain, and then underneath you have email 1, email 2. And each email is sending 30 emails per day from each email address. And it basically will rotate from here to here to here. So we rotate the sending volume between multiple email addresses and domains that look very similar to your main one. And then the next step that we do is we put SPF, DMARC, and DKIM records onto all of the domains and then throw them into a warm-up pool with other domains. So this trains the email service providers, Google and Outlook mainly, over time that you have a normal email address and normal account. Without this, your emails will 100% go into spam. And also, Google just recently announced that you need to have a very low spam rate. Otherwise, they will blacklist your domain. So you can see here that they created new updates in October that took effect from February the 1st. So the next way that we ensure deliverability is script recycling and syntax. So what does this mean? You want to make sure that all of your emails are unique and you aren't sending the same thing to every single person. So the reasoning for this is simple. No human will obviously send 2 emails over and over again, 2 of the same emails over and over again to different contacts. Every email needs to be unique, just like a human would actually send, right? Because then you're bypassing the spam filters. So next is custom domain tracking or custom tracking domains. So you do not want to use one IP address for sending all of your emails. This is how you obviously end up getting blacklisted from email service providers. You have to use what's called a custom domain tracking instead. So this means that the main company email domain So if you're not using it, this means that your main email company domain will get blacklisted and your prospects will no longer receive your emails. So this is what happens if you try to hire someone who's like cheap on Fiverr, or people that just generally don't know what they're doing. They won't set it up correctly, and then you won't be able to actually get any calls booked, and you'll get all of your domains burned across your entire company if you do not set this up correctly. So this is why you need to work with experts like us so that we can help you with this. And we've obviously done this across dozens of clients over and over again. So the next step is script testing, response handling. So randomly sending messages to your target is obviously not a strategy, but using a data-driven approach is. So you need to test scripts and you need to test copy, sequences, and CTAs. And we do that for you, as you can see below. So there is a guideline here that we follow. So here, the way that we'll do this is, and I'll talk you through it. So we might have ICP1 that we're targeting, ICP2, ICP3. So we'll send this person direct copy, indirect copy, and value copy, and we'll be constantly testing between different CTAs and different types of copy. And we'll do it in a very data-driven way. Once we send a certain amount of emails, then we'll be able to see the data will tell us which emails are best. And then we use the winning variant and double down on that and then optimize that further. So once we have all of that infrastructure in place for testing and your emails and the data, we get to the most important part, which is actually what we're going to say and your messaging, and what you're actually saying in your emails. So this isn't a newsletter. This isn't a warm opt-in. This isn't outbound. These people do not know you. This is cold traffic. They don't know you, right? You are a stranger to them. So you're asking for their attention when they don't know anything about you. So unless you're Elon Musk or the CEO of Apple or something emailing them, you need to have a very short, to the point, relevant message that lands in their inbox. So we've written hundreds of emails, cold email scripts, and booked hundreds of calls. So we found the patterns that work best. So we will be writing, as part of our process, we'll be writing all of the cold email scripts for you, so you don't have to spend any time figuring it out. We do all of the testing for you, so you don't have to spend any time figuring it out. Now, we've done this countless times, so we know what to say, when to say it, and to who, to be able to get interesting leads to book in calls. Chances are we've done your industry before, or chances are we've worked with your offer before, so we know what works. So here is just an example conversation of how we were able to handle it to book in a call. So you can see here, hi Josh, I can see you sell to risk managers and chief financial officers. So that was the initial email. We didn't get a response for the initial email, so as part of our sequence, we had a follow-up with a slightly different angle. And then you can see here that they responded. So thanks for reaching out. Happy to have a chat. As we're always considering our options for outsourced marketing activities. Do you have any availability? So we said we booked them in to a call here, 10 a.m. Melbourne time, and then sent them a video to prime them prior to the actual call, to make sure that if they've watched the video, they'll also get this in calendar reminders as well, but to make sure that they've actually been primed before jumping on the call, which means is another step that we actually, on how we qualify these leads. And then you can see here, confirmation, thanks, speak to you at 10 a.m. on Monday. Great. So you can see how we handle the conversation here to book in the call. We handle the whole process for you. So once we've qualified them, and they're in your calendar, then we hand them over to you, and you'll see them that they're in your calendar and they booked in a call, and those people will be the most qualified, right? So we handle that entire process for you as well. Now, conversations and handling leads, the booking calls, are not always as simple as the example I just showed you. So from your perspective, how will you handle all of the objections and get a cold lead to jump on a call, on a phone call with you when they don't even know who you are, right? So there's obviously multiple different ways that leads will respond. So how are you going to respond to the 20 plus positive responses that you might get every single day, with people asking like, what's the price? What experience do you have with businesses like mine? Can you send me some more information? What makes you different? Contact this person instead, things like that, right? So we handle all of this. So you don't have to spend your time doing this or hire a sales rep to handle all of this. So you don't have to worry about any of it, because we've basically seen every single possible objection and question that prospects get. So we know exactly what to say and when to say it, and then how to properly respond to them so that we have the most chance of booking in a call from there. So you're probably wondering, what are the typical KPIs when working together? And these are some of the typical KPIs that we've found with working across dozens of B2B businesses doing cold email. So this is prospects contacted, so the number of prospects we sent the emails to. This is the number of people responding with, hey, can I get some more information? Or, hey, I'm interested, let's book in a call. So an example for that would be this here. This is a meeting request, right? So this would be categorized under a meeting request. Then we've got the calls booked. Then we've got the email to call ratio. So how many emails does it take to send to then get a call booked in? And then how many deals are closed. So you can see here the metrics. If we send 10,000 emails, you're looking at anywhere from 50 to 100 information or meeting requests. And then of that, we're booking in anywhere from 10 to 20 calls. And then, so for every call, we're contacting about 500 to 1,000 people. For every call that we book in, we're contacting about 500 to 1,000 people, which means that we're closing. This obviously depends on your sales cycle and your closing percentages and everything like that, or closing rate. But deals closed, you're looking at anywhere from 1 to 5 per month. So how do we use AI to personalize and make the emails more relevant to actually stand out in the inbox, right? So the problem with cold email is prospects have been bombarded by thousands of crappy emails. Every single day, they receive hundreds of emails trying to sell something, and all of them are generic and just not personalized or relevant in any way. So unless your emails are different and personalized, they literally will not stand out, right? So AI right now is obviously the future. It's not perfect, but if you're tech savvy and you can see that it will change the way, you'll be able to see the way that it's going to change cold email done at scale. So this is why we don't use AI to write the entire email, right? We don't use AI to write the whole email, but we use AI to actually write only part of the email to make them more relevant, more personalized, so that they actually stand out and get a response, right? It makes the email look one-to-one as if it's directed at that person, which means they're so much more likely to respond. So here's an example workflow of how we use AI to stand out in the buyer's inbox. So you can see here, this is a workflow where we import the leads from, say, LinkedIn. We find the email, we validate them. In this case, we were targeting companies that had just fundraised. So we pull fundraising data, we see when they last raised, and then we push all of that information into ChatGPT here. And then we're basically asking ChatGPT to find data points around that, or use the data points that we found in previous steps and then make a specific comment around that. So that when you, and then after that, we're obviously pushing it into our sequencing tool. So once all those data points have been found as part of our workflow, ChatGPT will then find specific bits of information around those data points and make a comment on that. And it's only small and part of the email, but it means that the emails are very hyper personalized, and it means that they're relevant to the prospect, which means that they are more likely to respond. So the key to getting interested leads is to send your prospects a one-to-one message at scale, so it feels like you're talking to them, right? So those that do not do this will be left out, or they'll have to reach out to prospects manually, or they'll just generally lose, right? So what happens is everyone's sending terrible generic first lines, or trying to use AI with a compliment or something, and it just doesn't work, right? So those that don't know how to use AI will lose out, and there will be more, and as their emails will become the same as everyone else's, terribly generic AI first lines, right? And that's how people normally think of using AI, or using it in the entirety of the email. That is not how we do it. We use it in very strategic and specific parts of the email to help it look like it's more personalized and relevant to the person. So we get way more creative and use AI in strategic places, like I just mentioned, to make them stand out and add more relevance, ultimately actually getting the prospect's attention. And all of this is at massive scale as well. So we're combining quality and quantity at the same time. So this is how we use AI to stand out in your prospect's inbox. So how do we guarantee results? So what happens if we don't get results? So we have an initial guarantee of at least 10 sales calls booked, over 30,000 prospects targeted and contacted within the initial 90 days of working together, or we'll keep working for free until it's achieved. So we're that confident that we're able to get you a very base minimum of 10 sales calls within the first 90 days, very base minimum of 10 sales calls. And from that, you might close 1 to 2 clients, right? Or we'll keep working until for free until it's achieved. Now, in terms of testimonials and case studies, I mentioned some of them earlier, but here's a few more, or just more of an elaboration on some of the ones that we do. So just very quickly, if at this point you're interested in joining, there is a button below to schedule a call with us for a free consultation to see how it will work, or how cold email will work for you, and if it's a fit for you. So here is a video. These are all up on our YouTube as well, if you'd like to go check that out. We have nearly 100 videos on our YouTube with over 1,000 subscribers. So here is how we helped Tim from ClickMC land 2 new clients in less than 30 days using our cold email system. So Tim is a Google Ads agency and specializes in Google Ads. They are based out of Adelaide, but they target most of Australia. So they have an offer around helping service-based businesses generate more leads through Google Ads, and we were able to land them 2 clients in just the past month alone from our cold email system. And then there's many more in the pipeline, and there's also many more calls that are currently being booked. We're currently booking about 1 to 2, maybe even 3 sales calls per day with really, really good quality leads. And I'll show you actually what that looks like. So you can see here, really appreciate this week from yours. Has been one of the better weeks in terms of systems. All leads have been good. Alex this morning was exceptional, was very likely to close. It was Craig, had a great call. With XYZ, which I may close. I'm pleased that they showed up good generally and with good quality. Just need to keep driving the volume. So you can see here that he's extremely happy with the lead quality that's coming in, and the people that are coming in are essentially closing. So these are ones in the pipeline currently as well. This is another one here of how we were able to help Ishmael land 5 meetings in a single day. So he was targeting real estate professionals and offering them to do a updated website, so real estate architecture and construction, and offered to do them a website. And we were able to book in 5 meetings, and we were able to help him close as well a client for I think 10 to 15K from the back of that. So yeah, you can see that the system works. And then here's another one from Juan from BitFoundry, and we were able to help him land 5 meetings within just 1 week. So just in over just 1 week, we were able to land him 5 meetings, so 1 meeting every single day. And then you can see here as well, actually, wait, one more thing that I want to just mention around him. So they're a digital and creative agency offering more sort of white label services, or rather not white label, but creative services to other marketing agencies to help them fulfill client briefs. And they also do digital ad banners and things like that. And we were able to help them book in meetings and then generate several leads in their pipeline so that they can obviously work those and close them over time. And you can see here some other results that we've gotten. Great. 2 meetings scheduled now. You can see here that from this campaign, we sent 1,300 emails, got 36 positive responses. So this is again, meeting or info requests. People are asking for more information or scheduling or requesting a meeting. I think from this campaign, we've booked in about 5 to 6 calls so far. From this campaign, I think we booked in 3 or 4 calls so far from these positive responses. And again, all of these are in process, and these are all good quality leads, as you can see from this here. So addressing your concerns. So these are a few questions from what we've been asked before several times. So I just wanted to address your concerns before you book in a call. So how many emails are you sending per day? How does that work? So we send between 500 to 1,000 emails per day for a total of 10,000 to 20,000 per month, depending on what your needs are. We use rotating inboxes, as I ran through before, to make sure that we're actually landing in the inbox, and 500 plus of your ideal customers are seeing your message every single day. So how do we qualify the leads? We do 3 things to qualify the leads. So you only jump on sales calls before with the most qualified prospects. Number 1, the list we build is approved by you based on your criteria. So we only target prospects that fit your criteria. They have the budget, they have the need, etc. We score the lead based on criteria using AI against multiple variables and data points as well. So that's something else we do as part of our workflow. And then we use 1 to 3 questions in your calendar scheduler that help filter only the best fit prospects. So by the time the prospect actually books, that means that and if the prospects don't meet your criteria, they won't be able to schedule calls, or the calls will just be canceled with those people. If they have been, for whatever reason they have got through, we only schedule calls with the most qualified prospects. So where do we get our data from? We use multiple sources like Apollo, LinkedIn, Crunchbase, D7 Lead Finder, Clay, custom scraping through Apify, and many others. And we also have access to over 50 plus data providers for maximum data coverage as well. So if you were to do this by yourself, you would have to pay a crazy software cost for having access to all of these data providers. And we're able to have that in-house, and you don't have to pay extra for any of that stuff. How many calls can I expect a day on average? So you can expect anywhere from 1 to 2 calls per day on average, depending on the volume that we send over the course of a month. What's included in our system? So we handle everything from email setup, list building, copywriting, inbox management, follow-ups, everything. All you have to do is jump on calls with the most qualified prospects. That's it. You can set it and forget it, right? So, and we also, one other thing, and this is a massive bonus, we also set everything up under your account so you can own your own lead generation system and eventually bring it in-house if you want to, right? And you can manage it in-house, or you can have us manage it, continuously manage it, right? That is huge. You actually get to own the system. So it's a sales asset and an actual asset for your business. So how much time does it take to manage the system resources required? Absolutely nothing. We handle everything, so you don't need to do anything other than jump on sales calls with the most qualified prospects. How long does this take to set up? We have an initial 2-week warm-up period for the emails to be warmed up before campaigns get started. This is to ensure great deliverability, as discussed earlier. So during this time, we set up the campaigns, we build the lead list, we write the copy, we do everything to get the campaigns up and running and started. So why should I hire you? Can I not do this myself? So I've seen it happen over and over again where people think that they can do it themselves or internally. Sure, by all means do, you can. But of course, this takes time and money to figure out, right? You might waste 6 months trying to get your team or yourself to do it at the same volume or scale and quality that we do. Or you could hire experts like us to do it for you, so you don't need to do any of that, right? So those 6 months could have been spent closing deals and focusing more important areas of your business, other than trying to learn a very technical skill that we can already do very well, right? So why waste the time doing that? We've spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours doing this, so you don't have to, right? Can I ramp up the cold emails up or down at any time? So we reach out to a minimum of 10,000 verified prospects every single month for you. But if you want to stop the campaigns at any time, you can. You can also scale up volume as and when you need it as well. And then do you use any of the domains, any of your domains, or do we set them up? So we set up the domains and use them for you for your outreach. These domains forward to your main website so people can see that it's your company reaching out. So let's say, for example, your website or domain is domain.com. We would set up trydomain.com, and then if someone types in trydomain.com onto Google, that will come up and redirect to domain.com. Right, so that's how we would do it, and that's how we set it up. So finally, here is a list of offers that cold email does and does not work for, right? So if you're unsure if cold email does or doesn't work for your business, then you can always schedule a call with us below, and we can give you a very firm yes or no, it does work. It does or doesn't work. So does work. We have 4 main requirements to actually be able to work together, right? And then these are always obviously additional as well. So B2B, it has to be B2B. You have to sell to other businesses, right? This is not for B2C. You have to have a customer lifetime value of over $3,000. This is also a requirement. You have to have at least 3 results-based case studies, so tangible results of how you save someone time, money, or made them more money, right? You have to have at least 3 tangible results-based case studies. And then you also have to have a TAM, which is a total addressable market of at least 50,000 prospects, right? Because our strategy is volume and quantity, quality and quantity at the same time, right? Now, it doesn't work for B2C. So if you sell to consumers, right, we're not able to pull their data, and it's also against the law to pull consumers' data and personal information. So we don't do that. We don't touch that. Anything low ticket, so anything that has less than a $3,000 customer lifetime value. So this is like monthly subscriptions. If you charge like month to month, like $50 or whatever it is, we don't do that. Your total addressable market is less than 50,000 prospects. You have to have over 50,000 prospects in your market for us to work together. You also don't have a product market fit. So if you don't have product market fit, then we do not work together. We do things with companies that are looking to scale up and already have product market fit. We don't work with insurance agencies. We don't work with real estate agents looking to get homes listed, if you're selling to doctors or to medical. You resell or white label. You have IT services. You have a software app or development agencies. You have Amazon PPC management or anything like that. We just can't scrape their email addresses. We do not work with those types of businesses. Or we do not work if you're targeting those businesses. And cold email doesn't work very well at all for those types of businesses. But what it does work for is advertising and marketing agencies, which is our main source of clients and who we work with the most. High ticket software and SaaS companies. Web design, social media agencies, content agencies, things like that. Coaches and consultants that help people make more money. Staffing, VA agencies, ghostwriting, private equity if you're looking to buy businesses, venture capital if you're looking to invest in businesses, automations agencies, so you help people save time, UI, UX agencies, AI, machine learning solutions, financial advisory, prospecting to sell your business. So if you are a business trying to sell your business, they can also work for that. Sales funnel creation, CRO optimization, things like that, landing page optimization, things like that, and content creation agencies. So that is a list of prospects or companies that we do work with, and cold email works very, very well with. So finally, If you are interested in any of this and you're interested in learning more, then you can schedule a call with us, and we'll give you a very direct yes or no whether we think that this will work for you, and we will also give you a price. So you can schedule a call with the link below, and I will chat to you soon. Thank you.